Hello, hope you guys are doing well and in high spirits today. A lot of you I know follow from TikTok, and we do the Is This You readings with this deck here, the Beautiful Creatures second edition deck that we got off Amazon, because a lot of people ask. And I thought we could do an extended version of the Is This You reading today, live here, or, on a recorded format this way. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, set the intention. I ask that this reading with these tools be accurate, specific, and bring blessings to everyone involved. Angels, please help me to stay centered in my higher self so that I may clearly hear, see, feel, and know the divine messages that you impart through me in these tools. Please give me the confidence to understand, trust, and follow through with your messages. Thank you, and amen. And you guys, please remember to take what resonates, leave anything that does not. So if anything creates tension, doubt, lack, limitation, or anything heavy, restrictive inside your mind, body, or heart, please throw it away, reject it, do not take it on. Everything should provide a sense of empowerment or lightness. And also, this is timeless. Anytime you come across this message and it resonates, it's for you. We also set an intention here today for, oh, there's a little spider. Okay. Is it a baby spider or just a really little spider? It's just a really little spider, I think. Okay. So we also set the intention for raising the vibration, especially through the process of being and feeling understood. This can release and relieve a lot of confusion and different energies. And I'm just going to do this because the desk kind of tarnishes the edges. We should include timestamps below for each Is This You energy which comes up. So that way you can sift through and figure out which one matches for you, if any, okay? Okay. Angel Spirit Guides, the first Is This You energy, please and thank you. Who is the first energy we're reading for? Let me finish that shuffle. So our first energy today, and please remember this is not read in the standard tarot format. If anything, we're reading more with the picture and the energy itself. This is our first image. So right away we recognize somebody that's in a lack energy. They're in a lack mentality, a mentality of everything is kind of finite. Any resources coming in or even love coming in is not trustworthy. It's not dependable. It's not stable. This person feels that these ways. This energy feels like they will always be let down, betrayed, and like they're stuck in the past, stuck in certain patterns that were given to them, especially in childhood, whether they realize this or not. That is a pretty common theme, but it is very applicable here. This person tends to worry a lot. They may have trouble I want to say some of you have trouble sleeping if you're resonating with this energy, but not all of you. Some of you do sleep, maybe more. It's like one or the other. It's like you have trouble sleeping or you sleep a lot. It's that energy, at least lately. Interestingly enough, this card is titled Greed. And for some of you, there may be times where you do take for yourself or that you look of how you can get ahead in a situation, but it is because of your lack mentality that you do this. It is because of, wait, the spider is on me now, and it's really, really hyper. I just don't want it on my face, you know?
Okay, cool. It's going to traverse my body, I guess. It's so fast.
I guess I'll just have to let him go. Okay, so anyways, sorry, distracted there. It's so interesting though. So let's just cut right to the chase with this one, because here's the thing, is there is a reason why you may do things that you don't approve of in yourself. And what happens is when you take actions that you don't feel good about or don't approve of, let's say you do something that feels really selfish, or you do try to get ahead for yourself, you aren't offering yourself compassion in these situations, though you may be offering yourself excuses, which are different things. Excuses and victim mentality versus compassion and understanding they're different. Different subject areas. So here, for this energy, and this might not be you directly, this could also be somebody around you that you know. I do feel that a bit too for some of you. But this energy itself is very, how to word this? It's been very hurt. For some, very abused. And this isn't something that you just change about a person or, fix or overcome, especially overnight. But I would challenge this person or this energy to look at it in a different way. And instead of trying to look at how to heal, change, fix, alter, adjust because this behavior isn't acceptable, I would suggest here to actually just acknowledge and understand your actions in the light of reality, and try to understand where they come from in a compassionate way. And that's it. Because that alone will release a lot. And when we accept where we are, even sometimes without the why, just where we are and what we are, it better allows us to progress forwards. And if we do intend to go upon a healing journey and we aren't happy with who we are and we want to become more happy with our life and who we are and what role we play in it, then acknowledgement of where we're at is an essential part of this recipe. Where we start, that's a big part of it, okay? So for our first energy here, let me just make sure I don't get any other details. I get Pennsylvania through with this one. Pennsylvania's come up a lot lately. It's interesting. Pennsylvania comes through. Something about Beauty and the Beast, the movie. Also Hermione Granger, identifying with these characters somehow, or being drawn to them in some way or another. Also, for some, I get a lot of abuse coming through, which I think we mentioned, but like feeling trapped, like abuse that made you feel really helpless, locked up even. For some, it was a really extreme wow. Also, the energy of being misunderstood, the energy of being in a negative vibration a lot comes, it comes through, and maybe you try to pull yourself out, but every time you fail, or you feel like you fail, and that just makes it worse, like it just feels worse. There's something about a pool, something about a cat. There's a lot of not following through, a lot of giving up on things as well. It's hard to follow through on things for yourself. And a lot of back and forth in the mind of like, wait, should I do this? Should I do that? And then you just give up altogether because it just seems complicated. Instead of just sticking to what you're already doing or following through on it, you go back and forth, like maybe, and you doubt, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of insecurity here, a lot of self-doubt. And a lot of the self-doubt is what translates into this energy of wanting to take or hoard or store, or, not just to keep taking. Okay. Any messages for this energy, Spirit, please and thank you. Any messages for this energy? first steps, if you're wanting to make any kind of changes or progress along with the changes already naturally happening, we have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? This is about releasing attachments, releasing things that you recognize that are now in the light that weren't before, that you continue to repeat, because now it's a conscious decision to repeat them. It's not unconscious. So what are these things that you're holding on to? Can you allow things to fall apart, crumble, get messy in order to make room for a new foundation, for a new life, a new world? Okay? That is what that feels. A lot of spring and summer and fall right there. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? This comes from self-worth. This comes from, yes, you can say no. It's not your only option. That energy. With who? Who is re-triggering this insecurity, this doubt, this helplessness? What is reopening that wound and triggering it? Maybe it's time to start saying no to those people or situations. Maybe instead of always being the person that says yes or is there or puts themselves out for a situation to kind of try to make up for feeling guilty and not accepting yourself in other ways, it's time to just flat out accept that nobody is all one or the other, and nor does it matter that you are in the end. Just be what you are and honor your feelings. It's that energy. It's there's a lot. This person, it's more complicated. It's not just like there's a whole thing here, but it can be more simple. It can be, is the thing, and you're moving towards that eventually. And not yet. This is reverse. It's not happening yet. Okay, it happens after these steps first. We can't be premature. So we begin and lead with, what are you clinging to? What attachments are asking to be dropped off? Which there's a way to lay out exactly how to drop attachments off, but we would suggest doing some research on how. Teal Swan is always somebody we suggest with that, okay? She's a great teacher, and her videos can lead you to others as well. And then boundaries. And eventually this gets you into more self-awareness, and your heart chakra can open. Because right now it's quite closed off, and that's because of the trauma and the pain that you've been through. And then also, what is beyond opening your heart chakra and tapping more into honoring yourself and making this big change and your self-respect going up and you feeling like you actually do accept more of yourself and just feeling better about your life and holding yourself taller and all of this, is actual dreams. Starseed. What lights you up? Your true purpose being activated, as we might call it, even though your true purpose is to be. Being more of you really gets you into this energy of purpose and actually allowing yourself to dream and to actually reach for things, reasonable things, of course, that fit into your psyche, but reach for things that you actually want and that you start to realize you can actually obtain these things. That's a whole new thing in your life for this energy I'm reading for. That's a whole entirely new concept that's just out of this world for some. Any other messages for this person? Please and thank you. There is a new world, a new perspective, a new mindset, a new mentality, a new journey and adventure awaiting you. As soon as you are able to, I want to say, detach from some of what's happened or what holds you in the past. Not even what's happened. It's good to acknowledge, but it's like once we detach from the story or the people or the identity that we are so attached to, even the problems we're so attached to that we don't know how to live without. It's like once we kind of just let go and try this new journey, that is where we really have this, we're ushering in this new energy. But it's a lot about releasing the story you're stuck to in the past. What is this, please? Thank you for this energy. Yeah, when you do this, what is awaiting for you is movement forwards. And I think that alone is something that you haven't felt in a while. Not only movement forwards, but when I see this here, it's movement forwards with strength and with that heart's energy, with a certainty you've never had, and a feeling of protection that you've maybe never allowed yourself to experience or to really have. And this is also love. This is healing, relationships with others and with yourself. You know, I get such an energy of like, oof, this is a lot to work on. But I think what I'm feeling is you feeling like you're a lot to work on, feeling like you're hopeless, feeling like there's no hope for you, like you're always just doomed to misery. It's that, or this person that I'm feeling. But when I look at these cards and I feel the energy and the messages that Spirit is giving and the waves that Spirit is sending, the way you view yourself and the way that you actually are vastly different. And a big part of all of this shifting and this releasing is so you can actually view the beauty that is you. Because, and I bet you, I've got a nagging suspicion. What is this person's true energy? Please and thank you. Show me this person's true energy. I'm going to do the complete shuffle. Show me this person's true energy. Please and thank you. Yeah. This is almost the opposite of what you see yourself as, but you've been held down, suppressed, pinned away by so many doubts and insecurities, and you've allowed a lot of that to become your character, which really isn't by your fault. But your true energy, what is this? I'm going to tell you, Sagittarius, first off. Sagittarius is adventure. Sagittarius is fire. This is passion. This is love. What's that? Jupiter. Jupiter is Sagittarius's ruler. Jupiter is the largest planet, and it's the planet of expansion. Jupiter is abundance, blessings, expansiveness. And part of why you feel so shitty in this energy is because it's not you. The way you view yourself and the way that everybody's poured their ideas into you and doubts and insecurities and all that shit and that you've taken on as your own isn't you, and you know it, and you feel so shitty in this energy and stuck and out of balance, and you even do shitty things because it isn't you. Your energy is that of a fighter. It's strength. Strength is you. It's moving forwards. It's determination. It's passion. It's movement. It's believing in yourself, in what is, in believing in things. You're able to communicate. Gemini energy here as well. And when things transition, Scorpio energy here, when fall comes, when things transition and when things die out, you're able to utilize these energies and navigate them in a way that others aren't. You have so much strength that you haven't accessed, and you have a burning desire for so many things that you don't allow yourself to desire because you're so, you're so pushed into this thing that is so hard to get out of. But Spirit wouldn't, universe, whatever you want to call it, the energy wouldn't read this way. And we honor all energies here, but we just keep it open. It would not read this way if you weren't meant to walk the path, the exact path that you've been walking, simply and complicatedly, but simply with the sole purpose, in essence, to actually find your truth. And this is your truth. On the bullseye. Straight on, like this is like a sharpshooter integrated with strength. Yeah, that's Sagittarius, but this is also, the horse's strength. It's power. It's a part of you and what you are, and you have a lot of it. And the people with the most, even though we all have power in our own ways, but the people that, come off, there's a threat to others when they see power in you, and they could almost smell it in you, and the idea of you achieving things that they never did, or something that somehow threatens them, they will just project and do this. And it's not about blaming them. It's about recognizing that and realizing that this is not actually your character. This is the character that you've taken on. This is the character which actually speaks of who you are, and it's vastly different. One is facing towards the past with sadness and clinging to, interestingly enough, something that is quite cold. Even though I love frogs, it's like a non-comforting coldness there. And this energy is facing towards the future with the arrow in hand, determination, passion, fire, even a little bit of vengeance. That's okay. Expansion, abundance, all of that, okay? So this is a very like, wow moment here. Wow for this energy coming through. And I feel like this energy is so distorted and complicated that we're originally reading for because of all the insecurities and doubts around it, that not everything is like ringing true. Like I was reading it and thinking, okay, that's like, it's because you know how when doubts and insecurities and fears really take us over, it's like things become blurry. And there's a blurriness to that because it's not really a true character coming through. It's more of like the lens in which you see yourself coming through, which sometimes the readings are this way. So what else is here for you when you're able to let go of some of these past attachments, when you're able to go on this journey? Which, again, a lot of it is the acknowledgement. The key word here, if nothing else to hold on to, is acknowledgement. Can you acknowledge yourself with compassion? Can you do that? Can you acknowledge what has happened with compassion? Can you acknowledge the other side of things? That acknowledgement itself can allow you to release certain aspects that hold you in the past. And when you do this, there's also this, again, this is a Sagittarian fire energy here, but it's a renewed sense of movement, purpose, adventure, lightness, healing, moving ahead, facing the future. Both of these are facing ahead. And yes, it's about the now, but it's not about the past. It's, the now and where you're going. Of course, we always as humans like to have a sense of movement or purpose or direction, right? So it's very freeing. It lights you up. Funny, what lights you up, right? Right there, starseed, what lights you up, exactly. Actually, I think I want to look at what is this person's past energy, what happened to them in the past that they're trying to release. What is this in the past they're trying to release? Please and thank you. Some of you could have had parents that were like alcoholic or partied a lot or were really just abusive and unstable. You could have also lost a mother for somebody here. It could have always felt like there was options, like you were an option as well. You were an option to love. It could have been that it was just a constant, maybe you moved around a lot. I just feel a lot of instability. And there, for some of you, you could have dealt with like a narcissism energy, just not feeling a lot of stability or trust. Things could have always been moving as well, in an out of balanced way, I feel like. Like there just wasn't a lot of stability or groundedness in the past. And I think that there's just a lot of trauma from this process. And this is very simply put. I understand there's a lot more details there and a whole life and all layers. But as an overall view, it just feels like relationships were challenging, especially stability. It's a big word. And this lack of stability just created a lot of doubt and insecurity. And even if it's not about blaming somebody, it was complicated. Some of you could have dealt with a Libra. Some of you could have dealt with a very hippie mindset. I get drugs. I get also just like maybe your own emotions just felt crazy or wild sometimes. And in this way, you felt like you couldn't provide stability for yourself as well. That's also there. And what is this future energy this person's moving into? Nice. Everything in this reading is facing forwards. Whatever you're about to go through or are going through now, because this is happening, it is moving you from looking at the past and being stuck into moving forwards. It's interesting, in the past you have motion, but it's stormy and it's cloudy and it's like there's all this resistance. Here, this is the past, this motion. And then in the future, you have movement, and it's clear, it's fast, it's lucid. It could literally be a movement, but it's freeing. It's so freeing. And there's reestablished balance in your foundations, in your structure, in your world. Also, this card, there's a connection to Japan here. And yeah, Asia in general as well. And also, for some reason I get Texas. But everything is pointing forwards, moving forwards. This is movement ahead. This is movement ahead. This is movement ahead. This is movement ahead. You guys, and not only is it movement ahead, but look at how free, leaping, bouncing, free. There's not all this weight. Same here. This is like baggage has been thrown off. This is healing. This is just, it's awesome energy. So for whoever resonated with this energy, do expect, and I'm getting, this time frame comes through a lot, but I guess it's kind of makes sense for the readings. I do feel 3 to 6 months, but also 7 months, this process to really unfold. And when you do, when you really move into this new phase, you're going to access things that you don't even realize you can access now. And one of those things is the ability to just have a dream, to have something that you really do desire and to actually go for it, to have enough self-worth, enough belief in yourself to go for it. You can't rush this process. It will happen in its own time. It will unfold naturally. Your active participation will assist it. But it's not about overthinking the active participation. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to get frustrated with yourself at times. Be like, I can't even do this and da-da-da. That's okay. Trying is worth something. This is just going to give you a lot of clarity. A lot of clarity of where you actually want to go with sureness. And I do get a lot of air energy in this reading. You could have dealt with air in the past, or you could be air. But there's just in general a lot of air and fire are the two main that we get. Air and fire is everywhere, but for anybody this can be, okay? All right, you guys. Wow, that was a really longer than I thought it would be. Whoa. So, I think we will do one more. And we're going to put you to the side. All right. One more is this you energy for who is watching, please. What energy are we reading for next? For who is watching, please and thank you. What energy are we reading for next? Oh, we've already read for this energy before. What energy are we reading for next, please and thank you. Interesting. We've read for this energy before as well, too. I feel like they go together today. Very transformative energy here. A lot of doubts and insecurities coming through for this person as well. This is a lot of air energy as well as, well, I do see all signs here. Yeah, fire, water, earth all show through. This person is, weird to say, I guess, but not. You could be menstruating right now if you're female. You could be bleeding right now. There's a very deep and strong, potent and powerful connection to your, if you're female, to your menstrual cycle. There's a lot of doubt in your power and your ability. For some, in your femininity, there is a connection with the moon that is very strong. There is a warrior. There's a connection to warrior, to tribal. We see that here. And there's also, you've had a blindfold on in your life in a way to war, to violence, to bloodshed, to things that have happened. That has come off, and you recognize a lot of that energy now. I get the same messages through as the first time we read for this energy on TikTok. So I'm not sure why you guys wanted to come through again, if somebody's here that remembers this one, because there was a connection to John Lennon's song Imagine, and it still comes through here for this person. There's like a recognition of war here, of violence in this world, because this person is, in a way, this energy is meant to kind of rise above it and teach others how to do the same, and not just rise above it, but to understand this bigger unity, this bigger purpose, this thing above it all, and to see beyond it in a way. And they feel, I mean, they're highly empathic, they're highly feeling, highly sensitive. This person is very connected to their ancestors in this way. You know, those old pictures that are in those circular frames that can hang on the walls, like there's almost like a reincarnation. Like if you were to see somebody from like the 1700s, for example, or even 1800s in your family line or somewhere, that you could have like a doppelganger from the olden times, like your energy reincarnated. There's a lot of questioning about purpose. Like maybe for you, your family wanted you to carry on a legacy, or to carry on wealth, or to become wealthy, or to be scholarly, or to go to Harvard, or to be whatever. And your priorities are way different, and it's more about breaking a system and rising above a system. And it's like almost like a spiritual mission. It's divine. It's something you can't even deny or ignore. It's beyond that. It's beyond this. This also can speak about doubts and insecurities, because this is in the reverse here. And it could also be a part of yourself that you've pushed down or pushed away, a part of yourself that you've had to reevaluate. Minnesota comes through for some reason with this person, Canada as well. Cold places, I get like Greenland and Iceland, Norway, very northern places, like even the northern, the Antarctic in general. It's just like, it also connection with seals, all just like very wintry, cold energies, which I guess there is an energy to this because of that silver hair there, that look. But it's a little more than that. It's like, it's even like I could hear the language or the voice. There's a Nordic energy there too. And yeah, Canadian as well. I don't get Alaska as much. There's a vulnerability here as well. There could be a drastic change from who you were as a kid, or who you were raised to be, to who you are now. Even if you're 17, or 16 or 17, I'd say 17, 18, 19, even if you're young, there still is a big change from these two, and you're awake early. But for some of you, you're older than this. I get also 22, 26, 27, 28, significant ages, especially 27. And also in the 30s. And you'll be transitioned out of this energy into the 40s a bit. Where does this energy go in the 40s? Please and thank you. Where does this energy go in the... This is also authenticity, you guys. This is you becoming who you actually are. Yeah. By the time, especially if you're watching this and you're past the age of your 40s, especially past the age of 44, there is more of a settled energy into who and what you are at this point. You're more content. It's not as turmoiled as it was in these time frames. Even though there's still a lot of challenges, sadness, emotions that come with it, you're more content with who and what you are now than you were then. Okay? And there's more integrated between these two parts of yourself at this point in life. And if you're not at this age yet, it's when you get to this age. It'll be more of an integration between the two selves. And I'll show you how we see this too. Like, you see how her hair is really golden here? Very golden. And then how it's very white here. And then how when you come past these age, especially 44, how this is like a mixture of white and golden hair. It's a simple detail, but it's one that as a reader I understand and can feel the language of. And it's just the integration between these two parts of yourself, because this is still part of who you are, the way you were raised in this. But they make up the whole of what you are, and it's a slow build into that. And also, this is implying that your needs are met in life. You have that blessing of your needs being met by following your authenticity and your person and your purpose in a way. Okay, what messages do we have for this person, please and thank you? Also, it goes without saying, but you're very beautiful and you age with a lot of beauty and grace. You have sort of an eternal youth to you. You could even get more beautiful as time passes. It's that feeling, which is for a lot of people. But so right now, they're asking who or what is triggering you. It's a mirror. You are one, right? You are one, authenticity. It's a mirror. But not only is it a mirror, it's also showing you what it is that you're being called to work on, to address, not just in yourself, but in the world, but in yourself first, because that translates into the world. The things that are triggering you now are opportunities, if you see them as such, to move even more into yourself, to your purpose, to your authenticity, and to, I feel like you're kind of meant to solve some of the issues in the world, to be a part of the change, like a big part of the change. We have Council of Light here, divine orchestration and helpers in the subtle realms. Yes. They work through you and with you, because you do have a role to play that is significant in all of this. We also have inner temple devotion. Tune in to the portal of your heart. And that is a big point here, because notice how the hand is on the heart here, right? So definitely a big part of this, consciously tuning into that heart. And then we have play. Have fun, celebrate, and don't be so serious. Let me get more on that. That was in the collective today. That's interesting. That actually clarifies this, because I thought, okay, so she's got wine in her glass, and what is it implying? Especially white wine. White wine's kind of like a light, sweet, fun wine. And I was just wondering, and here this is almost, it's not a wine glass, but it's a similar color. It's like at this point in life, later in life, through more maturity, and it doesn't just have to be connected to age, it's just what came through. But when there's more maturity here reached, it's like you understand how to balance more within your life. It's not just all war, healing, and vulnerability and sadness, and having your paradigm shattered left and right, and having to fight a construct or a system or a destiny that was tried to force upon you, or say goodbye to your friends, or whatever this stuff is that you've had to go through. It's a balance of all of the things in one, and you're able to let loose and have more fun within that, and you're still in a vulnerable place. But I also feel like you put on a little bit of like very healthy, beautiful weight, because some of you don't eat a lot. Some of this energy, not for everybody, but for some of this energy we're reading for, it's like you can be quite thin at times, especially because you're so emotional. And it's like later in life you have a little bit more softness to you in a very healthy way, and that is also reflecting the way you're able to balance, and you've increased your physical health at that point. Okay. I also get long life. Also 70s, some of you, it's like in your 70s, it's a significant time. Anything else about this play message, please, for this energy? Please and thank you. Clarify, please. This brings you more emotional richness when you play a bit. It helps you master your own emotions because of that balance it gives you and that investment in yourself. And it helps things not feel so slow. It helps things feel like they can move ahead a bit. And cycles feel completed. Yeah, it makes movement happen, which is great. It helps you not dwell in too much of the loss and transition. It also shuts you off from some of your empathy for a moment sometimes, like in an extreme way, and that's positive and necessary. It's recommended for any kind of starts you're making, emotional ones, avoiding like jumping into something to escape with passion or to escape with money, or just trying to find something somehow stable or that takes you away. But just having fun, especially emotionally, if it makes sense. Some of these other energies can be a little like scorpionic, like sexual, or safety. Like these energies can be a little destructive for you at this time and can limit your options and confuse you at where to go. So like, if it feels like it isn't heart-centered or an emotional thing, even if it's all in the name of fun, just be wary not to get too invested in somebody or something that is more of an escape than some kind of emotional, something that adds to your emotional well-being. Let's put it that way. If it sabotages your emotional well-being, it's not worth it. Not right now. It just delays you, if that's the case, okay? And what is this person showing up here today for? What are they here for? Please and thank you. Clarify. Looking for more stability, more clarity, something more grounded, some action that's more grounded, to understand there's all this passion in you and this, and even this power that you're afraid of sometimes, and this fire, and this also the ending in some ways of certain things that are looming, and you're afraid in a lot of ways of all of that, which makes total sense. Also afraid of the stability of it. This is interesting because there is a connection between the last energy and your reading. There's a connection. They're two different energies, but there's a connection between you guys. That's funny you show up here. Trying to make sense of why you're here, trying to make peace with how to move ahead, trying to find more stability here, and also trying to change certain limitation and lack energy. Maybe for some of you, you fit both of these types, and these are both a part of the layers of you, both energies. You're also trying to feel a sense of home here. I want to understand why this is in reverse. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Why is that in reverse? Yeah, because it's hard for you to balance some of that passion sometimes. You don't even know how, that fire. That's that instability that keeps you in an insecure place or keeps you feeling some kind of lack, like only recognizing the lack or the hurt in the world in a way. There's a strong desire to bring balance and justice to the passion and to some kind of stability, some semblance of stability. And what is up ahead for this person? Please and thank you. You guys got right in line with the last energy here. What's up ahead for you? Movement. Movement ahead, speed ahead. Unity and healing and more balance within your foundations. This is, to me, beginnings especially. This is clarity, and this is understanding how to move ahead. Why? You do get the clarity you seek. And part of moving ahead for you is acknowledging what is ended, what is dead, what is no more. This is a 10. This Ten of Pentacles, what was pushed onto you, the expectations of you, the life that you were supposed to lead, whatever, this image you had of yourself or others had of you, to acknowledge that that in itself will always be a part of you, but it isn't anymore. To acknowledge what has hurt you, what has left you feeling defeated, why. To just, it's acknowledgement. So yeah, these two energies, this whole reading is one and the same in a lot of ways. Different people, but who knows? Maybe you were affected by that other person. Who knows how that is? It's just, but it's here. It's a very strong energy of needing to acknowledge certain things and allow even more strongly, allow certain things, setting certain burdens down. Understanding what is your job and what isn't. And sometimes navigating through with perfect clarity and knowing exactly how to handle a situation isn't your job. Even if I get like a father energy even that puts these expectations on you, or some kind of an energy that just like wants to make you do. Money isn't your goal, and you're not going to be happy with this kind of empire built all alone this way. You're just not. You want to know what you're moving towards and what purpose it has before you move towards it. And when you know that and you get that clarity, then that's when you make the movement. And it happens, and it's fast, and it feels awesome, and you have that freedom. And you're able to work on relationships and healing and all these things that you deem important, even if they weren't deemed important by others, or wasn't deemed important by yourself in the past. In the past, you passed up passion, sex, something like this, that helps you gain a lot of clarity moving ahead. There's clarity on what's out of balance moving ahead as well, so that you can bring it into balance. Libra energy there again. Could be around a parent, or somebody in that position. And much like the last energy, you have this powerful, strong, adventurous movement ahead with healing and a lot of the baggage off. These are one and the same in a lot of ways, as well as the Eight of Wands here, this fast movement. So you guys really, no matter how you slice it or dice it, you're moving ahead with more certainty of who you are and more authenticity. And it's exceptional. It's beautiful. And it's all that you can do in this life, is just be you. And we often have to fight for that and to find that and figure out what that is. Because we can allow ourselves, if we want, to be filled up with the idea of who we should be by the world, society, family, friends, whoever. But for some of us, many of us, that doesn't make us happy. And there's not a lot of purpose, hope, point in what doesn't make us happy. What makes us happy and gives us a sense of purpose is kind of, when you really are in that energy, what makes it feel like there's a point to being here, to existing. And there are certain things that resonate so deeply in our bones and our cells and our structure that they're undeniable. This would be one of those things. So, with that being said, I think we're going to end it with just those two energies, because this is a long reading. And if you guys like this, please, of course, give it a thumbs up, comment, let me know, and I will do more of these. Like the extended Is This You readings. I will also put these on TikTok as a brief reading here. And yeah, you can email us frequencyoftheheart@gmail.com for personal readings. But until then, we'll see you all next time. Take care and amazing work, you guys. Blessings.